All right, guys, this is stretch number 2 of the hip series that we're putting together to alleviate a lot of that hip tension, low back tension, whether you're sitting for long periods of time throughout the day or you have kind of that nagging pain tension in the hip area itself. This one's going to work more through those hip flexors. These can get really tight for long periods of sitting because they're in this contracted position for, again, long periods of time. This one can be kind of progressed and regressed depending on your ability, and so I'm going to walk through both of them. The first one's more of a rear foot elevated kind of runner's lunge, and then the next one is going to be a step back if you feel like you don't have the mobility, the flexibility to go through. And so I'm going to start walking through the rear foot elevated part first, and then again I'll show you kind of the regression. You're going to need something to elevate your foot on, ideally a couch. This chair, you'll notice, is going to be a little high for me, and so if you notice that your knee doesn't come all the way to the ground, I'd recommend putting a pillow underneath that knee as well. Okay. And so again, you'll see me stand up, put my foot back here onto this chair, and then I'm just going to sink down, trying my best to keep my torso nice and tall. And what I'm looking for is a nice stretch, again, right through this hip flexor. Okay, so I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Elevate that heel, and then you're just going to come down like this. Okay, and so again, you can see how this back foot is elevated back here. And then I'm kind of sitting up nice and tall, getting a nice stretch to that right side. And then you'll switch sides. Okay. So again, it'll look like this. If you feel like you can't get into this position, whether that's bothersome on the knees or, again, you don't have something to access to, then you just get down into a lunge position like this, where my knee's on the ground here, push my weight forward, and you can still get that stretch here without having that back foot elevated like that. Okay. So again, just like any stretch, you're going to hold this for 30, 45 seconds each side, switch sides, and then move on to the other movements. So give that a try again if you get a lot of tension in the hips, even some low back pain, and see if that helps you out.